active, but I know I broke two things: his hand and his rib. Because right now he can't talk.
Him back into the ring. I don't think that's your job, Mr. Referee. You're not supposed to. And if you hadn't helped him back into the ring, he would have been counted out.
Derek Chisora drops bombshell after brutal loss to Deontay Wilder, as Derek Chisora refuses to accept defeat, going all out with his complaints. He openly blames the referee, questions the calls, and insists the fight was taken from him unfairly. Chisora even hints Wilder had things going his way, claiming he was the one controlling the fight and deserved the decision, turning this into full-blown post-fight drama.
You fucking said well said. Don't come to my house anymore.
Derek Chisora doubles down on his frustration, insisting the loose ropes and referee decisions completely changed the fight. He argues those moments led to unfair counts and even a point deduction that shouldn't have stood. Chisora clearly feels the situation was mishandled, claiming those calls cost him momentum and ultimately the result.
I didn't agree with that. You know, the ropes were very loose. I went on the ropes, he fell into me, pushed me, the ref said break, and then it broke. I went through the ropes, they started counting. The second time, they took a point, and then it still counted me out. But I don't understand.
Wilder fires back strongly, rejecting all accusations and flipping the narrative on Derek Chisora. Wilder claims he was the one dealing with illegal shots, especially to the back of the head, and even suggests Chisora could have been disqualified. He also points to chaos in the ring involving Chisora's team, making it clear he believes the fight wasn't clean from the other side either.
Because a referee decided to allow something to happen that it shouldn't have happened. That was one of the things the referee asked, do we have questions? And Shelley brought it to his attention. It was one of the things we warned him to not do. It's allow him to hit me in the back of the head. And then it's supposed to have been a disqualification because his team ran up in the ring. I mean, damn, I'm fighting Derek.
Raises serious concerns about the officiating, suggesting the count itself became confusing and inconsistent during key moments involving Derek Chisora. If the referee wasn't clear on the count, it only fuels Chisora's claims of being hard done by. Situations like this create doubt, especially when momentum swings are heavily influenced by those exact decisions.
It reached the point where he apparently wasn't sure how many counts he'd given. Some people were saying 3. I counted 2, both times when Derek was through the ropes legally, not thrown over or whatever, was not through the ropes.
McKenzie makes it clear that Derek Chisora stayed true to his word, coming forward fearlessly and taking the fight straight to Deontay Wilder from the opening bell. Despite facing one of the most dangerous punchers in heavyweight history, Chisora didn't hesitate, showing heart and aggression throughout, even if the final result didn't go his way.
Another thing that's quite different about Derek Chisora, in terms of heavyweight boxing at least, when he says he's going to take the fight to somebody and he's fearless of anybody, that's exactly what he is, and he does exactly what he said he was going to do. You know, from the opening bell, he just went after Wilder, bearing in mind Wilder's got one of the highest knockout ratios, not in the world, but of any heavyweight that's ever lived. He's knocked out a ton of guys, and all right, he's not the Wilder of old, but he still carries a lot of...
Perfectly, this wasn't technical boxing, this was pure chaos. A war between Deontay Wilder and Derek Chisora, where skill took a backseat to heart, toughness, and pride. 12 rounds of madness, both fighters showing incredible durability, turning it into a brutal, fan-friendly battle that delivered non-stop action.
It was quite eventful. It was absolute madness. Crazy fight, fun fight. Fans loved it. How do you dissect it? So much happened. I think you don't look at it as any technical skills, and they're all warriors, aren't they? You look at it as what it was, a street fight, a war, 2 guys going for it, pride, showing great chins actually, resistance, resilience. At their ages and stages, they owe us nothing in the boxing world, and they dished up 12 rounds of that, which was fun for the fans.
Things may not have been entirely even for Derek Chisora on the night. He points out how shots were landing awkwardly and suggests the referee's role raised questions. While not outright calling it unfair, the implication is clear. Chisora may have been fighting more than just his opponent inside that ring.
It came up with middle. A lot of the time it was landing high on Chisora's head. Obviously Chisora's down here coming in low, isn't he? So it's catching him there, and I thought it seemed like things were against him tonight, Wilder. Do you know what I mean? I thought the referee.
I was about to watch it.
Referee. I mean, it's.
Eddie Hearn gives a balanced take, admitting Deontay Wilder looked better than expected, even if not fully convincing. He highlights how tough Derek Chisora is, making it clear this was never going to be easy. Still, there's a sense Wilder did just enough, even if questions remain.
I thought he looked better. Listen, Chisora's not easy. Do you know what I mean? He's a tough man. He's not an easy guy to beat. Obviously, I wasn't impressed with Wilder, but I was more impressed than I thought. If that makes sense.
Clear that Deontay Wilder didn't just rely on power. He showed patience and durability under fire. Even after taking heavy shots, Wilder stayed composed, slowly breaking Derek Chisora down before landing those decisive punches. That ability to absorb pressure and still find a fight-ending moment is what separates him from most heavyweights today.
You know, he's got a tremendous chin, as you see him. He took some really big shots, but he was very patient. He works hard and broke him down. And when he got the opportunity to catch him clean, those two shots were phenomenal.
Highlights exactly what fans witnessed, a throwback war that delivered on every promise. With both Deontay Wilder and Derek Chisora leaving everything in the ring, the fight became a chaotic, unforgettable spectacle. From start to finish, it had intensity, drama, and moments that kept fans on their feet throughout.
We got a fight which had everyone on their feet in the last round with an atmosphere that you couldn't cut through, and it was insane. They delivered exactly what it said on the tin. We said it's going to be an unforgettable night.
Out firing with pure confidence, calling himself a king and completely dismissing anything Derek Chisora managed to land. Wilder made it clear that even though Chisora had his moments, none of those shots truly affected him, showing just how strong he believes he still is at this level. What stands out even more is Wilder talking about his recovery, admitting it took time to heal, but now claiming he's back and only getting better with each fight. That is a dangerous statement, because if this version of Wilder is still improving while carrying that kind of knockout power, then the entire heavyweight division has a serious problem moving forward.
Derek got a lot of good shots off, but, you know, it wasn't nothing to a king. You know, I'm a king, and I showed that tonight. The punches I absorbed, and I came back. It's all about having fun. I had to heal. You know, it took a long time for me to heal, but I'm back. And I'm gonna get better and better each and every time. You know, and man, what a fun night tonight.
Fabio breaks down the fight as pure chaos, saying it had everything: ups, downs, knockdowns, and constant momentum shifts between Deontay Wilder and Derek Chisora. He describes it as a difficult bout to score, with both fighters having their moments, but slightly leaning towards Wilder for landing the cleaner work in key exchanges. Despite the confusion, he agrees it was a close and entertaining scrap that could have gone either way, depending on perspective.
Yeah, look, it was everything you thought it was going to be. Entertaining, had its ebbs and flows, had its ups and downs, it had its moments. It did have all of those pieces. So yeah, look, it was a good little scrap.
Eddie Hearn admits that while Deontay Wilder didn't look at his absolute best, he still appeared sharper and more composed than expected. He highlights how tough Derek Chisora is, describing him as a nightmare opponent who is never easy to beat. Even though Hearn wasn't fully impressed with Wilder's overall performance, he acknowledges there were clear improvements compared to his recent fights. That mix of criticism and surprise shows Wilder is still a dangerous force, but not yet back to his peak dominance.
I thought he looked better. Listen, Chisora's not easy. Do you know what I mean? He's a tough man. He's not an easy guy to beat. Obviously, I wasn't impressed with Wilder, but I was more impressed than I thought. If that makes sense.
Adam Smith breaks down the fight by focusing on Wilder's key improvements in movement, timing, and shot selection. He points out how Wilder's jab set up attacks, while body shots and the right hand over the top repeatedly broke through Derek Chisora's defense. According to Smith, it wasn't just raw power that made the difference, but smarter positioning and cleaner punching. These technical technical adjustments ultimately created the moments that shifted momentum and decided the outcome of a chaotic heavyweight battle. Quickly turned messy from the opening rounds as Derek Chisora came charging forward like a bull, forcing Deontay Wilder backwards and off balance against the ropes. He highlights that Chisora consistently targeted the body early, landing heavy shots that made Wilder look uncomfortable at times. According to Goff, Wilder was forced into more clinching than usual, showing he was not able to establish his rhythm easily. From the very first round, it was clear this would not be a technical chess match, but a chaotic and physically demanding war. Both fighters ended up trapped on the ropes early, creating a messy but exciting atmosphere that set the tone for the entire fight.